Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another music theory lesson. Today, we are going to be talking about the bass clef, which is very much related to the treble clef, but these are the lower notes that typically the tenors and basses sing within choir. So we talked about the treble clef in our last couple of units where we had our 5 lines and 4 spaces, which were our staff. And whenever we write the little curly QS, that is this, which is called the treble clef, that tells us that we are playing or singing higher notes. And we talked about how the lines and the spaces are every good boy does fine. And then we have face in the space, okay? So we're using our musical alphabet again this week. But for the treble clef, we have a couple of different sayings because the lines are assigned different letter names. So the bottom line of the bass clef is actually going to be G. So where it was E for every on the treble clef, on the bass clef, it's going to be G, and then it's going to go G, B, D, F, A. So you can remember the phrase, good boys do fine always, or the one that I use usually is Grandma Boogie's Down Fifth Avenue, so that I don't get confused with every good boy does fine. But again, the bass clef lines are G, B, D, F, A. So on this page, letter 2A, we're going to write in those so you can use your little saying that we just used to figure these out. So this is the second, so Grandma Boogie's down, Grandma Boogie's down Fifth Avenue, Grandma Boogie's down Fifth, etc. You can finish that on your own. So it's very much related to what we've done with the treble clef. It's just we start with the bottom line on G, okay? Now the spaces, if we had Grandma Boogie's down Fifth Avenue, we're just going to fill in the rest of the letter names. So we have G on the first line, so the first space is going to be A, then our second line is B, so after that is C on that second space, third space is going to be E, and then our top space is going to be G. And since that doesn't spell out a word like face does on the treble clef, we have another saying that we remember. There are 2 options that I'm most familiar with. That's all cows eat grass, so all cows eat grass, or all cars eat gas. Those are the 2 sayings, okay? So using our music or our phrase that we have for the lines now, we can now fill in the spaces, we can now fill in the spaces. So we have all cows eat grass, all cows eat, etc. So you can fill in the rest of those really quick. Now, if you can't remember those sayings, but you can remember one of the notes on the staff, if you can remember that the bottom line is G, then you can really figure out any note name on or above or below the staff. So if we have our staff like this, we're just going to draw a little staff at the top right here. We draw in our bass clef. The bass clef, that's completely wrong there. Let me try that again. I only have 4 lines there. Here we go. So if we go from the bottom, that's G, B, or G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A there at the top. Now, just like the treble clef, the musical alphabet continues above and below the staff. If we're above the staff, we just continue our alphabet. So we would have B, the first line would be C, then we have above that would be D, and then 2 ledger lines would be E, okay? Same thing if we go in reverse. F is right below G, then the first line below would be E, 2 spaces below would be D, and then 2 lines below would be C, okay? So it can go above and below the staff. We'll talk more about ledger lines in the coming weeks, but on your own now, really quick, I'm going to fill these in along with you, but see if you can do numbers 1A and 1B on your own using Grandma boogies down Fifth Avenue, and all cows eat grass or all cars eat gas. Okay, try 1A and 1B on your own, and then you can pause and check the answers whenever you are done. And the more practice you get with this, the faster that you will get at it. But if you're not finished with that yet, go ahead and pause this video and you can fill those in on your own. But I would recommend just checking your answers to make sure you feel confident with these. Okay, now on number 3A, they're asking you to write in, and they write in the note, and they actually clarify if it's the line or the space on here. Now it says, write the notes, remember the stem rule. Remember, if it is below the middle line, which the middle line I'm going to bold right now, right through the middle. If it's below that line, you're going to put the stem up, okay? Meaning that the stem is going to go like this. So that F, really, we only have one on the staff. So if it's, since this F right here is above the middle line, that stem is going to go down. Now, this C right here is below that line, so the stem is going to go up. So if it's on the line, it can go either up or down. If it's below the line, you want the stem to go up. If it's above the middle line, like it is on F here, and how it will be on E, then you want that stem to be on the left, and you want it to go down. That's just so we don't have a bunch of stems off of the staff, because it saves ink and it kind of looks a little bit sloppy that way. Okay, so let's continue to write these in. B is going to be that second line right there. We're going to do our stem up. A, it's saying the A that is in the space, not the one that's in the line. D, remember, the middle is the middle line, grandma boogies down. So you can draw that stem either up or down, whichever you prefer. C, that's going to go up. G, we're looking for the space. So we're going to skip the bottom line, which is also a G. And we're going to go to all cows eat grass. So that's the top line. Our stem's going to go down and to the left. There's our B. F is going to stem down. E is going to stem down. C is going to stem up. Let's finish out this exercise. This time I'm going to have the D on the middle line, stem down. We've got A on the line, which is the top one. So stem down. B is going to stem up, and G, which is on the line, is also going to stem up. Okay, so that is how the bass clef lines and spaces work. We'll talk more in the near future about whenever we have ledger lines. We kind of just had a sneak preview of that right here at the top of page 4.1. If you want some extra practice, you are welcome to fill these out. We'll review this in class tomorrow, but big takeaways from today is, first of all, review your treble clef lines and spaces. Every good boy does fine. And FACE. That is whenever we have the treble clef, which I'll draw for you right here, which looks like our fancy cursive S. Okay, so that's every good boy does fine, faces in the space. If we have our bass clef, which is this right here that kind of looks like a half heart with two dots, that means we're going to have grandma boogies down Fifth Avenue and all cows eat grass, which just follows our regular musical alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then we go back to A. Okay, everybody, that's all we have for you today. Happy practicing with your bass clef and treble clef note names. We will see y'all next time.